I have discovered that nothing in life holds true value unless you embrace risks. Absolutely nothing. Nelson Mandela once shared that there is no fulfillment in playing small and settling for a life that falls short of your true potential. Throughout your journey in school, college applications, selecting a major, and determining your life's path, I am certain that people have advised you to have a backup plan. Ensure you have something to fall back on, they say. But personally, I never quite grasped the concept of relying on a safety net. If I'm going to stumble, I don't want to fall back on anything. I want to fall forward. At least that way, I will witness the obstacle before me. Without perseverance, you will never reach the finish line. So pursue what ignites your passion. Embrace your passions. Take risks. Do not fear failure. Allow me to share an anecdote about an old IQ test involving 9 dots. The task was to connect 5 of those dots using only a pencil without lifting it. The only way to succeed was to venture beyond the confines of the dots. Do not be afraid to think beyond the conventional. Do not be afraid to fail on a grand scale, to dream big. However, bear in mind, dreams without goals are merely dreams. Reggie Jackson struck out 2,600 times during his baseball career, setting a record for the most strikeouts in history. Yet people do not remember the strikeouts. They remember the home runs. Fall forward. Thomas Edison conducted 1,000 failed experiments. Were you aware of that? I wasn't, until I learned that the 1,001st experiment led to the invention of the light bulb. Fall forward. Every failed experiment brings you one step closer to success. You must be willing to take risks. You have probably heard this advice before, but allow me to explain why it holds such immense importance. At some point in your life, you will experience failure. Accept it. You will face defeat. You will embarrass yourself. You will stumble in your endeavors. Undoubtedly, this may not seem like a conventional message for a graduation ceremony, but hey, I am telling you this because it is inevitable. In the field of acting, failure is an ever-present companion. Early in my career, I auditioned for a role in a Broadway musical. It seemed like the perfect fit, except for one minor detail. I couldn't sing. I did not get the part. However, here's what happened next. I did not quit. I did not retreat to prepare for the next audition, and the next, and the next. I persisted, I persevered despite continuous failures, but that did not deter me. You know why? Because there is an old saying, if you spend enough time in a barbershop, eventually you'll get a haircut. You will. Sooner or later, you will catch a break. And finally, last year, I got my opportunity. I performed in a play on Broadway, and guess what? It was at the Court Theater, the very same theater where I had failed my initial audition 3 decades prior. The message here is that every graduate present today possesses the training and talent required for success. But do you possess the courage to fail? You do. If you never fail, you are not truly exerting yourself. I will reiterate. If you never fail, you are not truly striving to obtain what you have never had. You must do something you have never done. Imagine yourself on your deathbed. Surrounding you are the ghosts representing your unfulfilled potential. Ghosts symbolizing the ideas you never acted upon, the talents you left dormant. They encircle your bed, filled with anger, disappointment, and regret. They will say, "We approached you because only you could have brought us to life, but now we must depart together to the grave." So I ask you today, how many ghosts will linger beside your bed when your time comes? I recently returned from South Africa, a magnificent country. Yet there are regions plagued by severe poverty that desperately need assistance. Africa is just the beginning. The Middle East, Japan, Alabama, Tennessee, Louisiana, Philadelphia, all require your aid. The world demands much, and it seeks it from you. Yes, we genuinely do. We need it from the younger generation. I do not speak on behalf of the rest of the individuals present here, but I know I'm growing older. We need it from you, the young people. And remember this, you must go out into the world and give it everything you have, whether it is your time, your talent, your prayers, or your resources. What will you do with what you possess? I am not referring to the quantity you possess. Some of you are pursuing business degrees. Some of you are theologians, nurses, or sociologists. Some of you possess wealth. Some possess patience, kindness, or love. Some of you possess the gift of enduring hardship. Whatever it may be, whatever your gift, what will you do with what you have? Now let me share my final thought on failure. Sometimes it is the most effective means to discover your true path. Your life will never follow a straight trajectory. I began at Fordham University as a pre-med student. I enrolled in a course called cardiac morphogenesis. I struggled to read it. I stumbled over its pronunciation. And I most certainly could not grasp its essence. Consequently, I shifted my focus to pre-law and later journalism. Without a clear academic direction, my grades followed their own course. I graduated with a 1.8 GPA. The university politely suggested that taking some time off might be beneficial. I was 20 years old and I had reached my lowest point. Then one day, I remember it distinctly, March 20th, 1975, I was assisting my mother at her beauty shop. She owned a salon in Mount Vernon. There was an older woman present, a respected elder in our town. Although I did not know her personally, every time I glanced in the mirror, I could see her reflection behind me. She studied me intently, her gaze unwavering. Finally, she removed the hairdryer from her head and spoke words I will forever carry. She said, "Young boy, I have a prophetic vision, a spiritual prophecy." She continued, "You will travel the world and address millions of people." In the years that followed, just as that woman foretold, I traveled the globe and spoke to millions through my movies. Yet, until this day, many couldn't see me. Until this day, I couldn't truly see those to whom I spoke. They only witnessed my on-screen persona. They couldn't see the real me. However, as I observe the youth of today, I find encouragement. I draw strength from your endeavors. For taking risks is not solely about pursuing employment. It is also about acknowledging what you know and what you don't. It involves being open to different people and ideas. The risks you take, the people you meet, the love you give, and the faith you hold, these elements will define you. Never be disheartened, never hold back, give everything you have. And when you stumble throughout life, remember this: fall forward.